Ready, set,
Gamecast.
Welcome to Ready, Set, Gamecast, a bi-weekly podcast about video games and Teddy Chinaris taking over the goddamn show. This is my show now, motherfuckers. I am your host for today's show, joined by my guest, the illustrious, the beautiful, most spectacular, wonderful human being on the planet, Matt, also known as Dilbert Pickled.
I'll take it. Thank you for having me. You're now like the overlord of the show, I guess.
It's true. It's true. You can't stop me, Bryce.
This is a power that should never have been allowed.
Dude, when I realized, I wasn't paying super close attention throughout the week of, what was happening, I realized that Darian's schedule... So Darian and Bryce are not here. Darian's schedule did not line up with work for now, and Bryce's computer is apparently being crazy. But I didn't fully know. I knew that her schedule was being weird, but I didn't know about Bryce. But then I skimmed through some stuff, and I was like, is it just you and me, Matt? And then you were like,
for a second there, it looked like I might be doing the show by myself. I was like, I might be able to do that.
That kind of would have been great, to be honest.
Just sitting in this room, just hey.
Hey, so some video game stuff happened, I guess. But no, I saw that it was just you and me, and I was like, okay, this is gonna be great. I'm gonna come in and just come in and take over. So yeah, I hope everybody out there is doing good. If you're if you're listening to this on a podcast service or on YouTube at youtube.com/lastgeek, then you should tweet at Teddy Chinaris and at Dilbert Pickled the phrase,
oh no,
rip Mr. Peanut.
Oh no.
Too
Mr.
soon,
Peanut.
Mr. Peanut,
Yeah.
too soon. But yeah.
I think he's coming back though or something during the Super Bowl.
What
I
the
don't
hell
know.
is happening with that?
They gotta stop running ads 2 weeks before.
Yeah. It is entirely just it's a marketing thing, right? They just woke up, but I don't even know what happened. I just woke up and they're like, hey, sorry to inform you, Mr. Peanut's fucking dead.
Yeah.
It's what happened to him?
Is that it goes from just being a Twitter moment tweet to then being a promoted tweet that I see every time I open Twitter.
Yeah.
It's I know, Planters, come on.
I get it. He's gone, all right? I feel like I need to research more into it. I don't know what happened to him. Did he die sacrificing himself?
Yes.
Oh.
Yeah, he let go of a branch. They were cartoon setup hanging over a canyon.
Wow.
I don't know who he was with. Some actor or something. And then he let himself go and he falls back dramatically in slow motion.
Is this in video format?
Yeah, there's a video of that, yeah.
Wow, there's a video of Mr. Peanut straight dying. Just straight death is on video of Mr. Peanut. Wow, that's crazy.
The cameraman didn't even attempt, to help or anything.
Try and save him.
It's kind of messed up.
Yeah, that's messed up. You know what isn't messed up? Playing video games. What you been playing over the last couple of weeks, Matt?
Oh, just all the hottest releases of
nice.
I don't know, 2017. I don't know when Minute
that
came
would be
out.
me.
That's the game
Minute I think is 2017. It might be 2018.
Either way, it was on sale on the Switch, which when I first saw it, I was like, okay, when that game comes to Switch, I'll pick it up because it seems like an appropriate fit for what I do on the Switch.
Yeah.
Which is play 15 to an hour of any game and then, move on and do something else for a little bit and then come back. So I started playing Minute. It was on sale during the Nintendo New Year sale.
Nice.
And it's all right. I don't know. I'm not
Jared
in
Petty
love with it.
used to really, really love it, and he championed it on a bunch of kind of funny podcasts. And I bought it on sale on PlayStation and tried to get into it and just didn't. I don't know. It didn't click.
I like the adventure style, like, Zelda like game, a little bit of dungeon, a little bit of puzzle, that kind of stuff. But I think because of the setup of the 1 minute timer, which that's the concept of the game if you're not aware of it. Basically you're given 60 seconds for each of your lives, and then you respawn at your house. Your house can be a different location on the map, so you can kind of explore by finding a new home and then spending a minute running in a direction, and you can talk to people and solve puzzles and get new equipment. But yeah, I don't know, it's all right. I got stuck. I guess maybe that's the problem. Maybe I'm just stuck right now and I need to figure something out.
I think that's what happened with me too. The thing with that idea and that concept for the game, I remember hearing about it and I was like, that game has to be impeccably designed for the concept to work. Like, it has to be designed so well that, like, at the beginning you go in whatever direction and you find something interesting in that 60 seconds, and something that's cool and interesting enough, and something that also makes you go, oh, I want to come back here to keep going to find more. Right, and that has to be possible in literally every direction. Like, you have to, and it's like, I didn't know if that was possible, and so far I don't really think they nailed that. But
I think the beginning of the game is solid enough for that. But yeah, now that I'm like a little farther removed than that, I'm kind of up in a newer area. I'm sectioned off to some degree. Like, okay, I definitely can't go through like the north, and when I hit the east, there's a river or something with a bridge that I can't get across, and so it's like, okay, I know I can't go these directions, but I also know that I want to go, over that bridge. And so I have to figure out how to do that, but it doesn't seem like it's in that logical area to me. So then it kind of is now leaving it open, like, okay, now I have to retrace all of my steps through the game. Yeah. So I don't know. We'll see.
Interesting.
But Minute, if you like adventure games, Zelda style game, check it out.
Interesting ideas.
Yeah. And then another game I've been playing is Tetris 99, my 2019 game of the year. I've played more Tetris 99 in the last, I guess, year now, because it came out about a year ago, right? On that, it was just like Nintendo Direct. Hey, this is out today if you have Switch Online. Yeah. Which it's $20 a year, so like, why wouldn't you have Switch Online if you have a Switch? And I actually won 2 games this past week. Damn. Which is twice as many as I won all of last year. I only won 1 game last year, and I won 2 this past week, so I was feeling pretty good about it.
I'm just not good at Tetris. I do enjoy it every now and then, but when I was trying Tetris 99, I could not. There was no way.
Yeah.
But that's impressive.
They've done some cool stuff, just like for $10, I think it is, you can get basically a premium version of the game where you get access to an offline mode, so you can just do endless Tetris like normal. You can do like multiplayer, I think, with up to 8 players.
Oh, that would be fun.
They now have a room code system that I haven't used yet, but I think it's like if you and your friend want to squat up basically into a 99-person room, that's now in the game. And with every like big Nintendo release, they've done a special theme. So, and then like a weekend event to earn that theme. So like, just play enough to get 100 points, which even if you're bad, you can do it within, a 72-hour period or whatever. It should be easy enough. So like there's one for Luigi's Mansion, I have one for Pokemon. I missed the one for Splatoon. They did one. I think Fire Emblem had one. But there's been a bunch of those, so I'm hoping there's an Animal Crossing one. Yeah, I don't know. It's been neat. They've been like supporting it in pretty cool ways, and the game's better than it was when it launched, so that's nice.
That's cool. Yeah. I did not know they did that much. That's neat.
And then the last thing I've been playing so far this year, I guess, at this point, is Ring Fit Adventure, which every time I talk to people about it, they're like, I haven't even heard of that game. Like, what is that?
I've definitely heard of it, and I know what it is, but that's only because I'm on a video game podcast. But
I think it's when I'm talking to people like outside of the immediate, like, I know you're super into games and super tuned in.
Yeah.
They're like, what is that? I've never heard of it. So, but then when you look in like I don't know, looking on Twitter and stuff, you'll see all sorts of people like, oh man, Ring Fit is awesome. I'm level whatever in Ring Fit Adventure. And like even Matt Thorson, the designer behind Celeste and Towerfall of Matt Makes Games, I forget what they changed their studio name to, but he's like I'm level 150 in Ring Fit Adventure. And
Do I need
like,
to buy Ring Fit Adventure?
I think I'm level 26 right now.
Wow.
But it's impressive how much of an adventure game, an adventure RPG, I guess they've made. It's on rails, so you're always running along a path, but there are systems like vulnerability systems when you color match your moves, and there are like you make smoothies to power up, so you're like, okay, I want my arm strength attack power to be boosted right now, or I want to recover hearts right now, or anything like that. There's like, I don't know, there's systems in the game for that. And then it's also like an actual workout. So That's kind of nice for me. Like, I don't know. I know you go to the gym and stuff, but like I'm relatively low activity beyond like walking around. So
yeah,
it's been a good thing to like after work or whatever for half an hour, just kind of go for it and play
that's
that.
cool.
Yeah.
That's neat. Maybe I need to get Ring Fit Adventure.
It's pretty neat. What about you, Teddy? What you been playing?
I've been playing basically what I've been playing for pretty much, I think the last 2 shows I've been like mostly just Stardew Valley. Like I'm really back into Stardew Valley. It's great. Like I am like further than I've ever been, which is awesome because usually I have like 20 hours in the PC version because I played like 20 hours and got distracted with another game. And then it came out on PS4 and I was like, oh, let's go. And I got like 20 hours in there and got distracted by a game. And then it came out on Switch and I was like, okay, no, this is it. Like, this is the one because it's literally what I want with that game.
Yeah, just in your pocket.
Yeah, and then I can come home and continue it on the dock and it's not going to be any different. Like, oh my God. It's so good.
How far are you? Or like what season or what?
I'm technically like 33 hours in, which is further than, like 20, which is usually the max, or like 25 or something. And then, but I'm definitely further in the actual game than I've ever been. I'm in like winter of year 1, which I never made it to winter.
Yeah.
I have, I think, 7 hearts to where you can be romantic with somebody. I have all of the hearts up to where I can be with Abigail. I gave her the bouquet. She sent me a letter in the mail that was like, what did it say? It was like, oh, come to my room after 8 p.m. after dark.
Whoa.
I have something to show you. And I was like, Abigail,
whoa,
calm down. And then, but then I have like the 2 hearts afterwards. And then I'm going to marry Abigail. It's going to be great.
Nice.
I got a horse for the first time.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, I saw how much you needed for the stable because I remember... That's one of those things with that game where I didn't even know you could get a horse. Like, I didn't know that was a thing. And then I saw it on, like, Ray's...
next to you.
What?
You need, like, a guidebook next to you for this game.
Real.
It's like...
There's so much. But I tuned into, like, Ray, like, Brown Man's stream, and he was, like, riding around town with a horse. And I was like, what? I didn't know you could do this, and it cuts down on so much time. Like, you can do so much so many more things, and you can go so many more places. It's great. So I saw how much you needed for stables, and I like saved up all my hardwood, if you know what I mean.
Yeah.
And I gave all my hardwood to Robin the carpenter, and then I got the stables, and now I have this horse. I named him Naga from The Legend of Korra because my dog is named Appa. It's great. And yeah, I've been loving Stardew Valley. It's awesome.
I've been getting that itch to play Stardew.
Yeah.
And then it's
so good.
I don't know. Like I played it a lot on PC originally, and then I got it on Switch and played it a bit, but I didn't get nearly as far. Like I got through that first year on PC.
Oh man.
But on Switch I think I made it through spring.
Yeah.
But yeah, I had that itch to play it again. And then I'm like, okay, Animal Crossing is in March. Just like, is that if I start playing Stardew, will that like take away from Animal Crossing because they almost have the like life sim quality to them?
Yeah,
I
think you could do both, but it's been so perfect. I started playing it when I was playing Jedi Fallen Order, and it's like I'm still trying to get through that game, and I still enjoy that game. I really like it, but I only can really play it for like a couple hours in a sitting because something about the traversal of like getting through that world. There's a lot of like going through the same area and stuff like that. It was just kind of a little tedious to me, which is fine. But I just can only do it in like short bursts. So I played for like a couple hours, and then I was like, oh, let me just hop in something that I know I'm gonna have fun with. And I hopped into Stardew and was like immediately hooked again. And I was like, oh, this is great.
I think I ran into that like traversal thing with God of War as well. Yeah. Where it was like after a couple hours, like, all right, I'm good. I think the last game where that didn't happen to me, that was like a big open world kind of thing, was Spider-Man.
Yeah, Spider-Man.
I think Spider-Man PS4 was just fun to move around, so it was fine.
Yeah. God of War, I didn't have that just because I had basically given myself like 3 days to beat that game because I was like, I need to go back. Like school ended on like my semester ended on like a Thursday or something, and I wanted to be back to streaming for some reason for like I gave myself a week or something like that. I was like, oh, next Wednesday. And I just like powered through it in like 3 days. And I didn't work either. Like I was lucky where I just like stayed home, played God of War, and I just binged it. It was pretty great.
Man, we had like the exact opposite experience then, because I started that game.
You just took forever with it?
I think I started it 3 times, but continued my file every time, but like started, took a month off, started it again, took a month off, and then finally decided like, all right, I'm gonna commit to finishing this game like 2 months later.
That'll probably be me with Jedi Fallen Order. I mean, that's definitely gonna be me once I finally finish Assassin's Creed Odyssey. I want to play. That's one of the.
There's too many games.
There's so many games that are in the back of my head constantly of like, I want to play that so bad, but like Persona 5, Horizon Zero Dawn, Assassin's Creed Odyssey, Star Wars Jedi Fallen Order. Those are probably the 4 that I'm just like, man, like every now, like I went to see Weathering with You, which was the anime movie from like the same director who did Your Name.
Your Name, that's the one. Yeah, okay.
Yeah, I went to see that movie, and I came, and a lot of it's like kind of a slice of life in Tokyo kind of thing. And I came home and I was like, man, I want to play Persona 5 so bad. Like, I just want to be like in Japan, like in the, like that aesthetic and all this. Like, every now and then something reminds me of that. Like, I'll start talking about or hearing about like Greece or like ancient Greece or like ancient Rome and stuff like that. And I'm like, I gotta get back to Odyssey. Like, stuff like that happens all the time.
It's so tough with like, because all those games you named are technically games you play and finish, right? Like there's a logical endpoint, but it's still like there's so much to do in those games.
Yeah,
like
especially Persona and Assassin's Creed are both really big.
Yeah, you're just gonna play it forever anyway. Like,
and Horizon getting back into it is going to be a challenge because like. I played that game as if I was going to platinum it, so I was doing everything along the way, and I was like reading everything too, like, and it was fine because I had a pretty projected time as to when I was going to finish it, because Greg and most of my other friends who said that they platinumed it said it took them around 50 hours. Okay. And I'm like 35 hours in, so I'm like, I'm over halfway done, like it's fine, but getting back in and learning it is a whole nother thing. So, and like remembering where I was with the story, that was literally 3 years ago. It's crazy.
Yeah, that game came out in 2017 and it came out like 3 days before the Switch, right? And Breath of the Wild.
I have literally Persona 5 came out that same year. Think about that. I have been thinking about Persona 5 and Horizon Zero Dawn and wanting to finish those games for 3 years.
That's like
constantly.
Yeah. I have the same thing with like Sea of Thieves though, where it's like
you want to get back to it.
You know, was updating stuff today and it was like, oh, Sea of Thieves needs a 7 gig update. I've played that game for like 2 hours total time, but it's like, man, I keep thinking like that game looks really fun and I want to go back to it.
It's like you idealize a game where you're like, oh, I want to that one right there, you know?
Yeah, but like, what am I gonna play? I guess I'm gonna play Tetris for another 30 hours.
Yeah, like I love Star Wars Jedi Fallen Order. I really have enjoyed it a lot, but I get home and it's not like I want to play it, which is so weird. It's weird. Video games are weird. I also played a little bit of Fortnite, which was fun, only because I was playing, and this is the first bit of Fortnite I've played for like a year and a half.
How'd you do?
We won our first game, which was awesome.
All right.
But it was me and one other friend because we were wanting to hang out and talk for a bit and just play some games. And it was like one of the only multiplayer things that we both had downloaded.
That's like every article about Fortnite, right? Is like, it's just your chat room.
Yeah. And we wanted to do, like, I really want to do, like, Uncharted 4 Survival, because Uncharted 4 Survival is super fun, and people should play it more, because it's really great.
Huh.
But we've done that before, and it's kind of chill. So we were going to do that, but his Uncharted 4 needed to update, and his internet's super slow. So it was like, well, all right. But we played on Switch, which is probably why we won. But yeah, we played on Switch, and we played our first game, and at a certain point I was like, Andrew, there's only like 4 other people left. And he's like, what? I was like, yeah.
You're just like walking along.
Yeah, we were being pretty casual.
Man.
Like, we were just taking some people down as we went. Like, at the end I had like 8 elims, he had like 6 or something. Like, we had a good amount of them, but it wasn't super hard.
Yeah.
We were still like hitting the wrong buttons to build the wrong things. We won the first game and just started like busting up laughing because we're like, why? We shouldn't have won this. But it was fun.
That just made me think of another game that's one of those like, I really want to play this, but I never do. It's Dauntless. Dauntless came to Switch.
That's one too. That was one for the longest time, but then because I like the idea of it being cross-save, cross-play on everything, like I like the idea of having it downloaded on my PS4 and on my Switch and on my PC. And I did that, and then I opened it on PS4 and Switch, and when I got to the hub world and it dropped to 10 frames, I was like, no,
I did the same thing that day that it launched on Switch. I opened it up just to see if I could log in. I was like, okay, my account's here, all my stuff's here. And then I was like, you know, this runs about as well as I thought it would, so that's okay. Like,
man, if it was just, it just needs to be 30 frames, and it just was not at all. I was like, man, that's rough.
To be fair, it's like a social hub, so like, you know.
Yeah, but it's like if you're gonna have anywhere where you slow down, it shouldn't be in the area where you spend a lot of time like crafting and like waiting for the next hunt and all this. I was like, if this is where I'm gonna be, if this is my tower from Destiny,
I mean, that's what it is.
Yeah, it's like I can't have that at 10 frames. That's not all right. But I did download that on PC.
I gotta see what it's like on Switch. Do a hunt.
Yeah,
I bet it'll be all right. Like once you're instanced, it'll be fine.
Yeah, probably. Well, you know what's not gonna be fine?
What's that?
The fact that all of the video games that we wanted in the spring are getting pushed, getting delayed forever. None of them are ever coming out ever again.
Ever.
No, I mean, most of these are just delayed to the fall, but legit in the last 2 weeks, there were
video
like
games
a
are
bunch
canceled,
of delays.
okay? They're over.
I remembered one that's not even on here.
Oh, you mean to tell me that beyond the highly anticipated games Doom Eternal and Animal Crossing, which are notable for their delays from 2019 to 2020, March 20th, 2020 to be specific, more games have been delayed?
Many more. Like, also, Last of Us, that was a whole big one. They had a whole press event, and then we're like, oh, February, yeah, totally. And then, like, 2 weeks later,
right, it was right after they announced the date.
They had this whole thing. They announced the date, and then 2 weeks later, they're like, oh, I think they said May. It's May something.
Yeah, May. That sounds right.
So Marvel's Iron Man VR was also delayed to the 15th. I love how that's the one that I start with, like the VR game.
I can see why we forgot that one.
Yeah.
But
it was supposed to be February 28th, and they delayed it to May 15th. So that is a thing.
Do you have a VR device?
I do not.
Me neither.
Do not. I've used them, and they're cool, but I do not have one.
Actually, technically, my phone. I think I have a headset for my phone.
There you go.
Because it's the Galaxy. So I did use VR through that once.
As somebody who has been streaming a lot less, now I'm like, maybe I should get one. I didn't get one before because it was like anytime I played video games, I streamed. But now it's like, oh, I could actually like play it. That'd be neat. But it's also super expensive, so I'm not in the market for that right now. But the big delay, there's probably, I would say 3 of these are pretty giant. Cyberpunk 2077 delayed from April to September 17th, 2020. Rest in peace. Never coming out. Final Fantasy VII Remake.
Do you think Cyberpunk gets delayed again?
Honestly, I could see it from... Apparently, there's a bunch of articles going around saying that, like, they were already crunching and now they're going to have to crunch even harder. And it's like, whoa, that's not good.
The thing that I don't understand is that for so long, they didn't say anything about that game, right? It was like, this game exists sometime like 5 years ago, right?
Yeah.
They said something about it and then said, we'll tell you more when we have more.
Yeah.
But then for the past 2 years, they've had like really big presences at E3, it seems, where they're showing off new stuff. And like, I guess that you can't do that again, but like, they should have just waited like a whole nother year before, but I guess that's why it's delayed and they've like...
Yeah.
They've missed it.
Also... I don't know. I could see why CD Projekt Red would finally be like, okay, like 2 years ago when they were finally ready to start like showing the game, because to them, they probably already have, like, the game is probably like 500 hours long. Yeah, and they probably already had like 300 done. And so they at least had like the idea and the world and the gameplay. They were probably just spending a lot of time on like quests and you know what I mean?
Right. Filling it all out, yeah.
Yeah, so I could kind of see it with that game.
I think, they've said, like, this delay is purely polish, but, like...
Yeah, it's a lot of time to polish. September.
Yeah, but, I don't know, then it'll be good. It'll actually be good when it comes out.
Yeah, no, I'm fine with it. I'm always fine with delays. Final Fantasy VII Remake went from March 3rd to April 10th, which isn't too far. It's a month.
No.
Yeah, not bad.
I think that one, again, was a polish one, right?
Yeah, I think so. And that one would really make sense if they're just fixing up some bugs. Literally,
like maybe they're... Yeah. Like, I like to think of that one as, like, avoiding a day one patch by having, like, a month of patches, but I don't know if that's, like, the case.
Yeah. Final Fantasy VII Remake, I'm genuinely really excited for that game. I hope I can get that when it comes out.
Are you a big Final Fantasy person or not?
No.
Not at all?
I've only played 15.
Same.
And a little bit of 14, the MMO, not too much. And even 15, I didn't play too much of it. 15 is one of those weird games where I really would love to go back to that game. Like, that is one of the... Because it's hard to describe, but, like, the combat system specifically had a weird kind of, like, magic to it. Where it was super unique, and when it worked, it flowed in a really cool way.
That's fair.
It didn't always work, but when it did, it was like super unique and interesting. And I enjoyed it, but I would like to go back to that one day, but like there's no way. But I'm excited about it because I played it at PAX West. And it's honestly kind of the combat in that seemed like kind of 15's combat, but working even better. So maybe that'll like satisfy that itch for me. But it's super, super fun. Like, the combat was really fun in that one boss fight I played.
The whole setup for that game is kind of weird, though. Like, being episodic at this point.
Yeah.
And just like, should I just wait? Is there ever going to be an episode 2? Part 2?
It's like, I would not wait for that one.
Yeah.
For that one, it's like, no, that's going to be a full kind of thing. But it's also weird because there's going to be more, but they don't even know.
Yeah. But like, by then it'll be a decade from now. And like the core of what you expect out of that kind of game will have changed. So it'll be completely different from part 1.
Yeah. Marvel's Avengers was pushed back from May to September 4th, which is not surprising at all.
Yeah.
That one is not shocking.
Are you planning on playing it, or in your is that one of those games that would be on your radar to play?
It's definitely on my radar for sure. It's probably more of a wait for reviews.
Okay.
Especially since I'm not just like buying everything these days. But like, it's weird because I love Avengers, like I love superheroes, stuff like that. And I love it's being shown off as like sometimes a single player third person Uncharted kind of thing. And also sometimes a Destiny co-op with 3 other people kind of thing. It's weird that they're kind of trying to be both, but I also like both things.
I got the impression that it was way more Destiny
It is,
like,
but there's also solo missions where you go through, like, there are solo story missions that you can't go in with other people. So it's very weird. Like, and the missions, the way that they show them off in the demos look like Uncharted kind of stuff. It's, but the thing is, it feels weird to be all of them, and I don't know how that's gonna work, but I like all of them. So
how's
like,
the
who knows?
how's the combat gonna be in that? Like,
I don't know. That's a good question.
It's Crystal Dynamics, right?
Yeah.
So that's Tomb Raider.
Yeah.
Or the recent Tomb Raiders.
Yeah, the recent Tomb Raiders, which I still need to play.
Yeah,
I owned
I played
both
the first
Rise
one in that
and
series,
Shadow.
and I thought it was alright.
I beat the reboot, and I did like it. And I played a little bit of Rise, and I heard so many good things about Rise. So that's apparently, like, if I sat down and played it all the way through, I feel like I'd love that game. And the little bit I played, I liked. So I am optimistic about it.
Yeah, I think that series is a little underrated overall.
Yeah.
Like, those Tomb Raider games, I think they kind of just didn't get as much love as they probably could have if they were released differently or something. I don't know.
This is one of the things that I almost played with my friend that I played Fortnite with, because we downloaded it forever ago when Rise of the Tomb Raider came out. When it came out on PS4, there's a weird, like, co-op like survival mode where you have, like, hunger and thirst, and you kind of, like, have to build a base, and, like, it's this whole weird thing. And I always thought it would be super interesting to try out, but I've never tried it. But there was, like, all sorts of cool things in there. I think there was even a co-op mode in Shadow that was, like, different. It's neat. It's a talented studio. And they're working with, like, valuable IP. So yeah, take however much time you need. Sorry.
Yeah, I don't know if that game's on my radar at all, honestly. The Avengers game, I don't know if it's just it's partly because it's, like, set up as a loot grind game to some degree. Like, this is a Destiny or Diablo like setting, so you want to play this game and not other games, kind of thing, I guess.
I'm okay with that. I've learned to play when it comes to games like that, I have learned how to play them more casually, which has taken me a lot of time to learn.
That's like pretty healthy overall.
Yeah. For the longest time, I didn't even want to play Destiny 2, basically because I couldn't play it how I used to, where I used to get everything and know every single thing about the game, and, like, I was so into it that when I could only play it, like, slightly, I was like, I'd rather not at all.
I was just reminiscing about the, like, Crota era of Destiny, and how
so good,
how the exotic drops worked back then, and how like I don't know, the math was right. It felt like then, and
even
changed.
But the thing is like, Destiny 2, when I do hear people talk about it, when I watch people play it and whatnot, I'm always like, man, I wish I could keep playing that, and I really wish I could play that how I used to play Destiny 1, because it's so much better than it's ever been. Like, shit's really good.
I know, that's all I hear about it too now, is like, so.
And I don't know. When I
don't want to get back on the horse though.
Yeah, I got back into it a little bit around Christmas, where I was playing some of the Dawning stuff, but that was it. I was like, I'm gonna hop in, I'm gonna do a couple of the Dawning things. Like, I don't need to try and get everything, because I know that I physically cannot. You just kind of have to, like, be more for the gameplay, and, like, if you get loot, cool. When you play casually for those types of things. But Dying Light 2 was also pushed. They didn't even have a specific date. They just said spring 2020, and they are pushing back to indefinitely. They were like, sorry, we got to spend more time on it. That's it.
I wonder if that means they're just not going to hit current gen. I don't know if they said that in their release or anything.
Yeah.
But why would you, I guess, at this point for a lot of these games, honestly?
That's a really good point, yeah. We talked about it a little bit before the show. I really loved the first Dying Light. I didn't get super far into it, and I bought it on PC specifically because I want to play it at, like, 60 frames, because I played it on PS4 beforehand. So I would love to start that up and, like, get pretty far at some point, because it's a really good game. So I was looking forward to Dying Light 2, but, like, take however long you need. It's okay.
They rolled out good, like, I don't know, updates featuring
Yeah.
all new modes and things after 2 years after that game came out.
Yeah, they gave it like a whole new like island or like a whole new like zone.
Yeah, there was like a
And-
new story expansion, but then there was
Yeah.
also like a pseudo BR mode they made that seemed really cool.
yeah,
and,
yeah. It's crazy. They supported it for a while.
yeah.
And yeah, even Fortnite Chapter 2 Season 2 was pushed back as well, but that was only like 2 weeks. So that's coming out on February 20th.
Even Fortnite got delayed.
Even Fortnite. Rest in peace. Never to recover. Never to recover. So yeah, delays, bunch of them happening. Doom Eternal was delayed, not anymore. March 20th, right? Still happening. No delay for that game. And there's no way that game would get delayed. Like they had a preview event recently for that game. I have a couple of different quotes here from GameSpot, IGN, Polygon. GameSpot said, while 3 hours is just a slice of the full game, it's hard to deny that it's extremely well put together. You might be hesitant with the idea of just how much is being layered into the Doom formula, but from what I played, it's as if id Software painstakingly made sure every mechanic, weapon, and ability serves a purpose. You can't get away with mindless shooting or PR accuracy here. Doom Eternal really is that relentless FPS combat puzzle, and a bloody gruesome one at that.
They definitely hit that with
That
the
sounds
first with Doom 2016, the first
Yeah.
Doom. With the reboot Doom, they definitely hit that like combat puzzle flow. There's a I don't know.
Yeah.
There's a motion to it. Once you're in it, you start feeling it, and then you're like, okay,
Yeah.
gonna go for the glory kill here to get shield or whatever, right? There,
Yeah.
things are like segmented off, and like, this is how I get this type of ammo, this is how I get armor, this is how I get health.
I think that might be why I wasn't super like, I don't think I played Doom 2016 long enough to get that kind of flow.
Yeah.
And I recognized that. I was like, I don't think I get the gameplay of this just yet. And I feel like I would if I played more, but I just didn't really play a ton of it.
Yeah, it almost has like a fast super hot feel to it, I guess.
Yeah.
At a point once you're like in
I
there.
honestly expected mindless like Call of Duty zombies kind of thing, and when
Right.
it wasn't that, I was kind of weirded out because that's kind of how people describe it. People say it's like, oh, it's just mindless shooting aliens.
Yeah, it's
But
like
it's
listen to
really
some
not
metal
mindless.
and
Yeah.
just blow some demons up.
Yeah, that's how people describe it, but it does not seem like that at all. So seems like they're leaning more into that.
Yeah, I think traversal is like a new
Yeah.
big part of this one.
There's
it
like a
seems.
bunch of like little boosts and like climbing. Looks very Mario-esque. IGN also said, at any rate, it's clear that Doom Eternal is a game designed to consistently keep you on the edge of your seat, much more so than last time around, and it does so through its thrilling and rewarding combat, its skill-testing traversal, and its ability to surprise, such as the moment late in my hands-on where I was able to establish a neural connection with a Revenant drone and use it to zip around the air above a field of enemies and annihilate them with a barrage of rockets. That sounds dope.
Yeah. I think they have like a lot of goofy stuff like that. Like not necessarily a set piece, but just like a
Little moment.
like moments that are just ridiculous.
That's so cool. Polygon said, so imagine my surprise almost 4 years later to play Doom Eternal, a game that feels like its predecessor, now with all the pomp and personality a game like this demands. Doom in all its incarnations is absolutely a Saturday morning cartoon, and Doom Eternal gets that and leans into that more than any Doom game I've ever played. So it sounds like more Doom and better, like even more well done.
Yeah,
Or however
improved.
you say it. Yeah.
That's good.
Yeah. So that is exciting. Get ready for that. And you know what you also need to get ready
I'm probably
for?
going to get Animal Crossing that day instead, honestly.
Yeah. Yeah, that's fine. I will probably get neither, to be honest.
Oh no.
Yeah, it's okay.
You'll be playing Stardew.
Yeah. Man, Animal Crossing's a whole thing as to I went in. I got a 3DS for Christmas a few years ago, right? And I was so the game that I was most excited about getting was Animal Crossing because I did love Stardew at the time, and I knew that people compared the two. So I was like, hell yeah, dude! If this is anything like Stardew Valley, it's gonna be awesome. And then I logged in. I like talked to some animals, talked to the dude, I think Tom Nook, talked to the person who like showed you your house, I think Isabel.
Isabel.
And then was just kind of like, okay, So I'm gonna walk out here. I'm gonna pick up some shells, and then I'm gonna
Shake a tree.
Gonna walk around, and is this
Go
it?
fishing, catch some bugs. No, you didn't.
No,
Dig
I
a
did
hole?
not do that. I couldn't figure out how to do that.
Oh, no.
I just was I straight up like an hour in or something was Googling like, what do I do in Animal Crossing?
How to equip item.
Or how to play video game. Like, what is there to do? And everybody's like, oh, you don't really do anything. You just kind of like,
yeah, check it every day.
Check
That's
it.
basically.
and I was like, but I wanted to play a game. It
You
was
talk
really
to your
kinda
town
sad.
people, townsfolk. They'll get
Yeah,
sad
I
if you
don't
don't.
But that's that maybe I would like it now that I know how it works. But I was
Yeah.
expecting a game. And it
looks
wasn't
like-
exactly what it was.
I don't know. Based on some of the like preview video stuff that's out there, it looks like they're integrating more crafting and kind of that stuff. So maybe that'll give you more direction in that regard, and less
Interesting.
just hang out and
Yeah.
talk to these, flat characters that always want
Yeah.
the same thing.
And I really was okay with that as long as there's something. Like in Stardew, there's things to do, but like straight up, I was like, there's nothing to
Yeah.
do, man. Like I don't know. I picked up as much as I could pick up. But yeah, and everybody's like, yeah, you just kind of wait until different days happen, and then you can do
Yeah.
different things and whatnot. I was like, I didn't know this was time gated. But yeah, maybe I'd like it now that I know. It's very possible. You know what else is possible? It's
What
so
else?
possible that it actually happened. Activision Blizzard and Google signed a deal for their esports, right? So all of
Google, you say?
I do say Google.
Wow. Like owners of Stadia. I'm trying to think of Google products.
Oh, interesting. Interesting, possibly. More specifically, owners of YouTube.
Oh, okay, yeah, I've heard of that.
They signed a deal so that like it's the deal where Twitch signed with the Overwatch League last year, that they were the exclusive provider of the Overwatch League, and now YouTube is the exclusive streamer for the Overwatch League and the Call of Duty World League, I believe it is called. To everybody listening to the audio version, Matt displayed his Overwatch League t-shirt. Go check the video version on youtube.com/lastgeek.
A Google product.
A Google product, yes. Visit the Google website, youtube.com. But yeah, they're all the Hearthstone and World of Warcraft stuff too, because that's been going. Like WoW esports has been going for long.
That's weird to me. Is there,
Dude, it's 100%
Do you know
a
anything
thing.
about WoW esports?
I do.
Okay.
Not too much, but for a while, I wish it's like I wish I could say that I used to be into WoW. I can say that I used to be, but like
Yeah.
I wish I still could be into WoW, but stupid politics. But I miss World of Warcraft.
My question is there a separate scene for classic and whatever
know.
the current release is?
There definitely is, just in general. I don't know about when it comes to like esports, when it comes to
Yeah.
like the arena stuff, but they do like WoW Arena PvP esports competitions. I've tried watching. WoW PvP is always something I have wanted to, like any MMO. I really like MMOs. I have a lot of experience with MMOs, but I don't have almost any experience with MMO PvP because it is very specific and very much its own thing. Like
Yeah.
if you play WoW and you play PvP, that's like what you do. Like you have to be so into it, and a lot of it's just, I was talking to a friend about this a couple years ago, a lot of it is just like knowledge based. Like
Right.
you go in and you look at the other team and you realize they have a fire mage and they have a whatever. So like you have to do this to counter this. Like it's just a lot of knowledge that I wouldn't even know where to begin acquiring.
Right.
You know?
Just reading wikis, basically, right?
Yeah, reading wikis, I guess maybe watching YouTube videos, but a lot of it is also like people playing WoW PvP have been playing it for 12 years. So,
Yeah,
like
so,
they know
yeah.
this shit like from the back of their hand. It's crazy. But yeah, that's a thing. And for a while they did, I don't know if they still do it, but they do like dungeon races where basically
that's cool. Yeah.
where the like people go through a certain dungeon and sometimes they add on modifiers or whatever, and it's judged by like your score of how fast you do it, and like I think there's other things that attribute to score. But that was a whole thing where they had like mythic dungeon competitions, and
that
Mythic
should
Dungeons
be Destiny esports.
Yeah, for real.
Why
for
don't
a long
they do
time,
that? Don't they do like the scoring on strikes and stuff?
They do.
Yeah.
For a long time, people were comparing those two, being like, they should do this. Like for a long time before they even introduced the here's a random Destiny and World of Warcraft tangent. For a long time before they introduced the strike scoring kind of system in Destiny, people were suggesting that because in World of Warcraft they had mythic dungeons, which basically was like it depended on how fast you beat the dungeon,
like crit shots, enemies killed, that kind of stuff.
Stuff like that would add on to your score, and the faster you beat it, like the higher score you got like you would get a bronze, and then you could get into silver tier and then gold, and you would get more loot for each one.
Okay,
yeah. It's really cool. I've played a couple of Mythic Dungeons in WoW. I miss WoW, but yeah. So YouTube will now be the exclusive provider for the Call of Duty.
Yeah, if you miss any of those games, you can watch them on YouTube competitively.
Competitively? How do you watch them competitively?
I don't know.
I'm watching this better than you are. Watch it next.
There's probably a way to like cheer money. Send money to somebody harder.
I'm sure there is.
That's probably an option.
The Pro League for Call of Duty started Friday 24th when we're recording this 2 days ago.
That's
actually
like a
tuned in for a little bit.
Existence, right? They've revamped what Call of Duty esports was, or they officially backed it now? Or...
Yeah, I mean, they started that, I think in... I don't want to say Black Ops 2. I think Black Ops 3, they started really kind of supporting it with like Call of Duty World League or Pro League. And it's either it started as Pro League and now it's World League, or it's the other way around. And
now they modeled after Overwatch, though, right? Where they've given cities.
Originally, they just gave it more money and more production value. And now it's modeled after Overwatch League, where teams have cities and stuff like that.
That's cool. The Overwatch League is finally doing that this year. This is the first year where they're going to have multiple locations, not just LA.
Yeah, which is really cool.
Yeah.
But yeah, that is happening over on YouTube. You should tell me, Matt, what is happening over on the Epic Game Store.
On the Epic, I don't know if it's on the Epic Game Store so much, but Psyonix, makers of Rocket League, were purchased by Epic in the last year or so. I think May of last year or something around then. But they announced that they will no longer be supporting the MacOS or Linux SteamOS versions of Rocket League. And what's interesting about that is Rocket League is probably... I mean, Fortnite's probably noted with like the whole cross-play play with any of your friends on any platform thing, but Rocket League was one of those early arrivals to that. At first, it was between PC and Xbox. When they first launched, it was available on PS4, Xbox, and PC and Xbox could play together. That eventually expanded once, the whole Fortnite thing blew up to anybody can play with anyone. But now, Psyonix is saying it's not worth supporting the macOS or Linux versions any longer.
Yeah.
And I guess the weird part about that is I think those are only available through Steam. Not 100% sure on that. But if that is true, that means that basically Epic bought the studio and then is now pulling the game from Steam, right? So
yeah,
they're just... So you can get it on PC or you can get it on consoles, but you can't get it through Steam on PC or something like that, is basically how that shakes out.
Kind of not great. Little shitty. Just a little bit.
Yeah. In other news, leakers claim there are multiple Silent Hill games in the works. And I only put this in, I don't know, it was one of the first stories I grabbed, and it's Konami, because they, own Silent Hill, has 2 new games in development. It's all kind of rumor mill stuff, but they're like, according to Twitterer Aesthetic Gamer, is what this article says, who has accurately shared Capcom links in the past. Multiple games in the works. People also say that Kojima might be working on one of them, which is weird because he's famously, separated from Konami as a result of whatever happened with Metal Gear and all that. So that would be weird if Kojima is now working with them again, but we'll see. And I don't know what else to say about this other than it's kind of just.
I know a lot of people really like Silent Hill. I know there's a lot of history there. And there's a lot of love for that franchise. So hopefully this is true. But that would be crazy if Kojima was working. And if Kojima was working with them, I would think it would be some sort of advising thing. Like he's not.
And he did work on PT, right?
Yeah,
and PT was a Silent Hill demo.
Yeah,
and that was the last thing, right, in the Silent Hill franchise.
It would be crazy to me if that whole thing got canceled and then moved on, and then years later they're like, hey, so like you want to work on Silent Hill again? And he's like, you know what, sure.
Why
like,
not?
I don't care that you, but I feel like he wouldn't do it unless it was PT again, unless they're like, yes, you can do PT. And even then it's like I feel like he just wants to do his own stuff.
I
don't know how much I believe that rumor.
I don't know. I also feel like, I don't know, picking Silent Hill, but you could pick any like relatively long dormant franchise and be like, yeah, there's a game being developed for that franchise, and it's probably true.
It would be stupid if they weren't.
Yeah, exactly. Like whoever owns the IP is probably working on something in some regard. Like, yes, we have a concept or whatever, or we're in pre-production for
WB Montreal,
X, Y, or Z game.
Make your Batman game. Put it out.
Yeah, Batman. That one, I mean, that one's right, supposedly happening, or Superman, or Harry Potter.
It was Harry Potter's a different WB studio, but it was supposed to be Superman, and then those rumors got debunked. It was supposed to be Suicide Squad, and apparently that might have been a thing, and then they canceled it because of the movie, and then, like, it's a whole thing. But it's supposedly Batman Court of Owls. This is apparently what it is.
That's been going on, right? They've been hinting at that. The Court of Owls stuff.
Supposedly. I just stop with the teases. They're so
dumb. Would Wonder Woman make a good game?
Maybe. I feel like Wonder Woman would make a more interesting game and could definitely make a super interesting story. Okay. That would be cool.
Make that game then, somebody.
Yeah. Make more superhero games. Make a Teen Titans game, you cowards.
Okay.
Let's go.
But that like looks like the Teen Titans Go style.
No.
Yeah.
In my head, I want Arkham Teen Titans. Like, I want legit, like, oh my god. As somebody, I don't know why. I always really like kind of sidekicks, or like, not always sidekicks, but like the lesser characters, like the B characters, like Nightwing and Robin. Like, I've always loved the idea of that for some reason. And Robin's suit in, I think it's Arkham City, when he first shows up, I was like, holy shit, it looks so good. And that's one thing about Titans that show has given us, is Robin's suit is incredible. And if they have that kind of art style in a game, and they give all the Teen Titans like a dope ass look like that, whew, give it to me. Be awesome.
I'm still sticking with make it look like Teen Titans Go. What else? Oh, this one, I don't know what to say about this. I'll just read the headline. Atari, that's right, Atari announces plans to build 8 hotels, or build hotels in 8 U.S. cities. And I
love how the link to the article here is literally just like an official grant. It's like,
I grabbed the actual press release.
Yeah,
thing.
Atari grants licensing rights to build Atari hotels in the United States, and it's an official press release. It's crazy.
They'll have common areas following the latest trends in hospitality, with a focus on the video game universe and the Atari brand. They will include a state-of-the-art esports studio, an Atari gaming playground, meeting and event rooms, co-working spaces, restaurants, bars, a bakery, a movie theater, and a gym.
What the fuck?
They are targeted at family or business travelers, providing a luxurious, relaxed, one-of-a-kind experience.
There's no way this actually gets made, right?
I mean,
This seems like such a pipe dream.
They just listed everything.
Yeah.
Like, it will include everything.
An esports studio, an Atari gaming playground, meeting and event rooms, co-working spaces, and then the bits like restaurants, bars, a bakery, a movie theater, and a gym. Like all like in a hotel? Like a
Does Atari have that like
that
brand power?
No. But they're doing it anyways, I guess.
I think the logo's kind of cool.
That's kind of all they got for me, to be honest.
Yeah.
Like
I don't know. That Atari box is coming out at some point, right? It's like a smart TV box thing.
No, let's just stop with Atari. You guys.
Maybe they're poised to take over the world. Atari is going to be.
That's what they're doing here.
Yeah.
They're setting themselves up. Setting themselves up to compete in the next console race.
Yeah.
God.
They're going to win the streaming wars.
Secretly, they're building their own streaming service.
Yeah.
Infrastructure is these hotels. Like they're building that across America. Like
there you go. Yeah, that's like their data centers.
Yeah.
They're actually using everyone's device connected as like the power to their data centers.
They're totally stealing everybody.
Just Skynet.
Yeah. It's some weird Doctor Who sci-fi scheme. Oh man, that'd be great.
And lastly, this last piece of news, U.S. court, this is a federal court, ruled that a Pennsylvania man's civil rights were not violated by being muted in an online game.
God, I can't believe that
the U.S. Court of Appeals for the Third Circuit tossed out a man's claim in a January 22nd ruling. Noted in the article, this person is a serial litigator who has filed 15 lawsuits in federal district court in the past 5 years.
Whoa! Yikes!
In the suit, it says an unnamed developer, but they're assuming it's Jagex. It's Jagex, but it's an unnamed game, so they're assuming it's RuneScape that he was muted.
That's so weird that he didn't even have to give the game. You know what I mean? Like, I feel like you would have to give that.
He claimed he's 2,000 hours in the game and that the moderators gave no reason for muting him. And so he sued them and said his civil rights were violated.
That's not how that works, bud.
And the court said no. That's not how that works.
How did that get to federal court? You know what I mean? Like, I feel like that's not a case for that.
I guess if you appeal it enough, it just keeps going up.
Yeah. That's real crazy and real sad.
Yeah.
Real sad. Like, oh, bud, it's not how freedom of speech works. They're a private company. They can do whatever they want.
Yeah.
Oh, man. Well,
all right.
That guy's having a rough day.
I think that does it for the news.
That does it for the news.
That was good news.
This is some good news. A lot of news there, boys. I'm sorry you're going to have to be playing your video games a little bit later, but that's okay. It's all right. Everything's going to be okay, guys. Just make yourself some cookies.
Just turn this on while you're playing your games, you know?
Absolutely. Just sit down, relax.
Boot up that Stardew.
Boot up that Stardew.
That Tetris
just
99.
Going. Whew, man.
Only 2 games on the planet.
And while you're doing that, I want you to remember that Last Geek has a Patreon, in case you didn't know, to help make great content like this podcast for the low price of $5 a month. You can be a Patreon producer and get a shout out on every episode of Ready Set Gamecast, like our supporters Aaron C. and Dragons Lucas. Hope you guys are having a wonderful week. Thanks so much for supporting the show. And now, ladies and gentlemen, it is time for our newest segment, Teddy and Matt's
new segment.
Conversation Corner.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, I love it. So this is just us. We're in a corner. We're conversating. You know what I mean?
See, there's a wall there and a wall there.
Corner. I mean, technically, this is kind of a...
Yeah.
That's more of the corner, but I'm close enough.
We're actually, like, you're on my left in this. I don't know if I'm on your left.
On Discord, it kind of does make a room.
It makes a room.
For me, you would be right over there. Hey.
Yeah. Hey, how's it going? High five. This is good audio content.
Yeah. YouTube.com/lastgeek.
All right.
And while you're there, YouTube.com/SteadyCheers.
Wow.
Got him. Bryce will listen back and be like, Daddy!
All right, I'm gonna get this conversation kicked off with a
Yeah.
question for you, Teddy.
Okay.
What did you eat for breakfast this morning?
I had a Quest bar, right? It is a protein bar. When I was on keto for a while, I was eating a lot of Quest bars because, like, out of the protein bars, they're the ones that are, like, the least amount of carbs or sugar. Like, some legit only have, like, one carb. So it's like, oh, that's really solid. So yeah, that's, even though I'm not on keto anymore, I do, like, try to have options that have, like, less carbs and sugar just because it's better for my anxiety.
Were you doing keto when we met up and got dinner?
Oh yeah, I think so. I think
And you ordered a salad at a barbecue place?
Yeah. And I was I was like, I really want some of those nachos, man. And you're like, come on, it's fine, just a couple. And I had a couple of them. They're real good. They're real good. Yeah. So it was the chocolate chip. Oh man, what's it called? I think the flavor was the chocolate chip cookie dough, and that's my favorite flavor by far. They're really good. The chocolate chip cookie dough, the chocolate fudge brownie, and the chocolate sprinkled donut are my 3 favorite. The blueberry muffin one, not good.
Really? I love blueberry, man. Ugh.
Yeah, it's not I do too, but it's not the
That's
crust
a bummer.
bar's not great. There was one other one that was really bad. Most of them are fine. Like, if not good, they're at least fine. But there was one other that was not great, but I must have it was so bad I blocked it out of my memory. What did you have for breakfast?
Oh, well, I started with a blueberry yogurt.
A yogurt, as
Greek
we say in America.
Yogurt. And then I had a piece of toast with a soft-boiled egg on top. Butter up the toast. You got your
Wow.
soft, it's still like, it's boiled for like 7 minutes. So the inside is not, the yolk is not completely gooey, but it's like, soft. It's not a hard boiled egg.
Huh.
A little salt and pepper on that. And a coffee, cold brew.
Wow, look at that. That's a very, like, adult breakfast. I like it.
Yeah, it's my weekend breakfast.
Yeah.
It's like scheduled.
Yeah, no, that's good. That's good. That's honestly a good idea. It's how I
helps you be regular.
Yeah. Oh my god. The most 60-year-old thing that's been said on this podcast so far.
Eat more bananas. They're high in fiber.
I pretty much keep my like vitamins that I take in the morning and my protein bars in my room,
we really
so I don't have to go downstairs. It's literally just like I wake up and I'm like, throw vitamins in, eat a chocolate bar. It's not really a chocolate bar.
This segment is now called Boomers Banter.
Hey, we're being adult. We're learning how to, like, actually not treat our bodies like garbage. It's good. It's good. What was, let's see. What's your favorite color?
My favorite color? Oh, well, as you might have guessed, with my, screen name, I don't know what to call it, my name being Dilbert Pickled in the online space, I'm actually quite fond of the color green.
Nice.
Which I
green
think
is my
you'll be happy to hear.
Yeah.
Because I know Teddy Chinaris, he's a green guy.
Very true. Very true. If there's one thing you know about me, is that I'm a green guy.
Green man. You should get a green man suit. Have you ever watched Always Sunny in Philadelphia?
No, I'm sorry.
Well, I don't know if I should recommend it to you. I don't know if you'd like it.
It's fine. No, I've had people recommend it to me. I feel like I've seen some clips. I might like it. I don't know.
It gets pretty wild.
Yeah.
Gets off the rails a bit. Yeah.
It's my favorite.
But that'll bring me to my next question. What's your favorite, if I say non-anime or non-animated show, would that eliminate Avatar?
It would eliminate Avatar. Because my favorite show of all time, of course, as everybody knows, is Avatar: The Last Airbender.
We know.
It's my favorite non-animated show.
Ooh, actually, I'm gonna update this question. Current TV series, like episodes, seasons are still going.
That makes it an easier answer. The 100.
Okay.
It's a very good show. It's on CW. It's fucking awesome.
CW?
Most of it, actually, Actually, I think all of it that is currently out is on Netflix, so you should watch it.
Oh, okay.
It's awesome. It's one of the most underrated shows. It's probably why I say it's my favorite current ongoing show, because I'm like, watch it. The season 1 starts off, the synopsis is basically like I think probably like 1,000 people or something. There's like a couple hundred or 1,000, like somewhere in that range of people up in a space station. And it is set in the far, far future where Earth was basically nuked, and like the last of humans are.
So you've set up Battlestar Galactica,
pretty much.
Okay.
And the last of humanity is like chilling in orbit above the Earth, and basically they were supposed to wait until a certain time, and then the Earth would be habitable again, because of like nuclear radiation. And then they said that they basically had, because of limited food and supplies and stuff like that, if anybody committed any sort of like minor crime, they were like, you are in jail or floated as they executed, like tossed off the because
pushed
it's like,
out the door.
You gave me a reason and we don't have much food. So
so that took a turn quickly from Battlestar Galactica to actually Wall-E.
Ooh,
we were talking about Wall-E earlier before the show. Huh. The synopsis of Wall-E is that setup.
Yeah. Huh. So it's like they kill anybody except for teenagers, like or kids. So like anyone 18 or under, they'll like lock up instead if they commit a crime. But basically they were running out of food. So they sent 100. That's why it's called 100. They sent 100. Spoilers, it's actually 101 because somebody sneaks onto the thing. But they send 100 people down to 100 of the teenagers down to Earth to see if it's habitable, even though it wasn't technically time for it to be possible for people to live there. But they sent them down with like communication, stuff like that. But it becomes a whole thing where like, no, it's habitable, and people have been living there. Like they encounter like grounders, which are like people who are kind of like tribal and have their own like culture, and like it's this whole thing. They developed like a whole language for that show, which is like what's it called?
It's like Klingon.
Yeah, but it's not exactly that, of course. But they had people. I think it's the guy who like helped develop. Who helped with like language pronunciation and stuff in like Lord of the Rings and like with like Game of Thrones maybe. Like I think they had the same kind of dude like come on and help develop the Grounder language, and like it gets crazy. It gets like, it starts off like super campy. Like season 1 is super campy CW, and then it just gets really dark.
That was going to be my next question, was like how CW of a show is it?
Season 1 is super CW. And if you can get through that, then you're golden. Because like it gets really dark. There's a lot of like really dark, gruesome decisions that have to be made, and like it gets darker than like Game of Thrones and Walking Dead a lot of the times, with like how many people die, and like it's a crazy thing. But even in season 1, like I say that it's really campy to kind of warn people to
is it like Hunger Games a little bit campy, like Hunger Games kind of like teen romancy thing, because that's like what CW shows kind of mean to me, right? If it's that, that's what I expect.
In a way, that's kind of what season 1 is, but it's also like season 1's kind of campy. I'll give you a tiny bit of episode 1 spoilers, but it's like episode 1's kind of campy. It's this whole thing. I already gave you a little bit of spoilers with the Grounders because they don't even know that's a thing. But it's like episode 1's kind of campy. They come down. They're all like, oh, one of the characters steps out of the thing and realizes that Earth's like breathable and it's okay and whatnot. And she steps out and she goes, "We're back, bitches!" And like music starts playing. And it's like, whoa, what is...
All right.
Oh, no. But the show changes in tone dramatically from that to where it is now. But like, it's that throughout the whole first episode. And then at the end of the episode, they're like, oh, look. They're like playing in a river. And they're like, oh my God, this is crazy. Because they've only lived in a spaceship their whole life.
Yeah.
And then like there's like campy dumb music playing too and whatnot. And then like all of a sudden it's just like, and one of the characters gets speared in the back.
All right.
And they're like, whoa! And they all like scream and it ends. It's like, whoa, oh shit, okay. Yeah, it's really good. The 100's awesome.
All right.
Don't mean to take up forever, but yes, the 100's great.
I'm gonna plug a show that I want you, the viewer and or listener and or Teddy, to watch. It's pretty well known, I think, but it's Better Call Saul. It is the prequel to the Breaking Bad series.
I haven't even seen Breaking Bad.
Its 5th season starts at the end of February, and you can watch the first 4. I don't think the 4th one's on the US Netflix yet, but I think the first 3 are right now. But the 4th one will be like in the next couple of weeks because it'll be on before the 5th season starts.
Yeah.
But it's better than Breaking Bad, I want to say. So
wow, look at you.
I'm just gonna say it.
Dropping that
Watch
hot
Better Call
take,
Saul.
walking away.
Yeah. See ya. This is a good podcast.
I told you, best episode of Ready Set Gamecast ever.
I think so.
Of all time.
If you agree, write it in a comment or a review or something.
We need a secret code where people, if they get to the end of the show, they will tweet that at us. That's what I need.
What, they tweet it? What if they just like put it in the comments and
I mean,
then
both.
Bryce looks at it and is like, what is going on?
Yes, that's what we need. That's what we need. We'll come up with it by the end. We got a little bit of time. Because I do want to ask at least one more question in the conversation corner. Conversation corner. It's kind of it's kind of related. Is there anything else you want to plug? I was saying, like, what have you been watching or reading or anything like that in the last little bit?
Well, I've been playing catch up on Better Call Saul, so
there you go.
there's that. Let's see. I've been watching. We didn't have TV for a long time, but now we got a streaming TV service so we could watch so we could watch football and we could watch Better Call Saul.
All revolved around Better Call Saul.
But now I have the DIY network, so I watch a lot of like the home repair shows on there, like Maine Cabin Masters,
Nice.
and now I just want to own a cabin in Maine in the woods, and that sounds
all I
awesome on a
want in
lake.
life.
Just want to like be able to look at a mountain in a lake,
Hell yeah.
sip a coffee, have a cabin. That's the dream.
That sounds great. I really want to visit like Colorado for
All right,
a similar
yeah.
kind of reason. You know what I mean?
I think that's something we want to do too, is like check out there. I mean, in theory, I would want to do like a big road trip,
Yeah,
just across the country.
that would be really cool.
Otherwise, like, flying to a place and then kind of mini road trip around would be neat.
Yeah. Let's see. What's one piece of
I was gonna ask you a
go
question.
Go for it. Oh,
What's
also,
one piece of no?
also, real talk. For something I've been watching or reading, I've been reading a lot more comic books lately. Like with the DC Universe app, there's a lot of fucking comic books on there. And they're all really good. Like I started Scott Snyder's Batman Eternal run, which has been great. I've been having a blast with it. It's awesome. I'm so happy to be back to like reading comics because it's something that I actually really do enjoy. I just haven't really, with school
Is
and
Scott
whatnot,
Snyder
I haven't
related
really
to
had
Zack
time.
Snyder?
No, I don't think so.
Okay.
But he wrote Court of Owls, which is what the WB Montreal game is rumored to be about. But Court of Owls is my favorite comic book I've ever read. So I was like and apparently Batman Eternals is like, they kind of let Scott Snyder do whatever he wanted with the story. They're like, here you go. It's like, it's not Batman mainline, so you can do whatever. And it's been really cool. So I've been enjoying that.
Does he kill anyone?
Not yet. Not anyone made.
Does Batman
But
ever
I'm
kill
only
anyone?
13 issues in out of like 52.
Because that's like his whole thing, right? It's like he
I'm
doesn't kill people.
I mean, we talking Batman v Superman because he just murks a bunch of people.
Oh, wow.
That's the whole
I
thing.
didn't know that.
Oh my god, have you seen that movie?
No.
Wow. No, dude, that's one of the many
I'm not a
complaints
huge
I
comic
have with
book
that
fan.
movie. Is he just at one point it's like during a car chase. At one point he like bumps into another car and they kind of like flip over and whatnot. And in my head I'm like, okay, it's like it could be accidental. They could still be alive. It's a car crash. It's fine. And then he just straight pulls out like a machine gun And I'm like, oh, no, that's just murder, man.
Oh.
They're just completely breaking Batman's rule. Okay, that's fine. Yeah, it's over. What's your question?
Let's see if we can close out conversation corner here with a real thinker. What's your favorite I don't know how I want to phrase this. What's your favorite like historical quote? That might be like kind of cheesy, or might be kind of, but like, quote you hear a lot.
I'm a real nerd boy, but like not for the right, like not when it comes to history.
All right.
Like I don't really know too many like historical quotes.
Okay, yeah. What's your favorite like overused quote? How about that?
Does it have to be overused? Because I can just say like some of my favorite quotes in general.
Okay.
Some of my favorite quotes that I just revisit are like recently, it's been a lot of Doctor Who stuff. The end speech. It's not even in an Assassin's Creed game, but it's in Assassin's Creed Embers, which is a short film that takes place, 10, 20 years after Revelations. And it's basically like where Ezio dies. And his spoilers, yeah. Which I loved so goddamn much, because it was like in Assassin's Creed 2, Ezio is one of my favorite fictional characters of all time, by the way. But like in Assassin's Creed 2, you play him from birth basically to death, because now there's the film that like shows his death. Like you pretty much play and see that character from birth to death. Like that's why I think he's one of my favorites ever, because like the character development's great. But in this little short film, let's see, this quote is like, yeah, it's a little long, but it's like his last words, and he writes it in his letter, in like a letter that he leaves to his wife. And I really loved it when I first watched it, and it's still really good. It says, "When I was a young man, I had liberty, but I did not see it. I had time, but I did not know it. And I had love, but I did not feel it. Many decades would pass before I understood the meaning of all three. And now, at the twilight of my life, this understanding has passed into contentment. Love, liberty, and time, once so disposable, are the fuels that drive me forward, and love, most especially, mio caro, for you, for our children, our brothers and sisters, and for the vast and wonderful world that gave us life and keeps us guessing. Endless affection, Mia Sophia." Like, it's so good.
That was pretty good, yeah.
Yeah, and the way the actor, like, says it is amazing. It's awesome. If you like Assassin's Creed, watch Embers for sure.
Whew.
And then there's some Doctor Who ones that are just fucking great.
Yeah, I don't. Doctor Who likes to kind of
go on
the like human existence kind of thing, and like what it means to be human. So there's a lot of good stuff of those.
I'll give one quick Doctor Who one, because I sent this to a friend today. Okay. Like I have a coworker that's also super into Doctor Who, so I sent her this quote, being like, "Hope you have a good day." It's the 12th Doctor. It's Peter Capaldi. He has a whole speech.
I never finished his run.
This is at the end of his run, so a little bit of spoilers.
Well, great. I do enjoy him as the Doctor, though. I really enjoyed watching him. I just didn't like what they went with the show, like the general like two-parters all the time.
Oh yeah. I swear, like when you finish his run, he's completely on par with Tennant and Matt Smith. Like he is his own thing, and they did great with him. But he has this whole thing. He's like, "I'm not doing this because it's fun. God knows it's not because it's easy. It's not even because it works, because it hardly ever does. I do what I do because it's right, because it's decent, and above all, it's kind." And it's super like emotional like speech that he does. It's great. Everybody should watch Doctor Who. It's an amazing show.
All right, I'm gonna drop one in here.
Go for it.
Because this came up in like the last week, and I was just like, man, what a good quote. This is Mewtwo at the end of Pokemon the first movie.
Hell yeah.
"I see now that the circumstances of one's birth are irrelevant. It is what you do with the gift of life that determines who you are." And it's like, you're a 7-year-old watching Mewtwo in a movie theater. Pikachu's like dead on the ground until Ash's tears wake him up. Sorry for the spoiler for a 20-year-old movie.
Oh my god, that's a really good quote.
Yeah.
From you two. Oh man, that's awesome.
All right. I think that's a good place.
That's a
for
great
the
stopping
conversation
point
corner.
right there.
We got real serious there for a
No,
minute.
that's awesome. I love it. This is the again best episode of Ready Set Gamecast
Yeah,
of
this
all
is-
time.
We've got the laughs. We've got
We got laughs.
thoughts.
I laughed. I cried. You know, it was great. So in the future, if you want to be part of the show, you should go to readysetgamecast.com/submit. We did not have any questions, but for this week. But in the future, you should go there. Give us all your questions and comments and concerns.
maybe you have a favorite quote and you want to make
give
Bryce
us
read
your
it.
favorite quote. That would be awesome, actually. So, housekeeping. Go to lastgeek.com for links to the podcast and all your favorite podcast services, including iTunes, Spotify, and Stitcher, as well as the video version on youtube.com/lastgeek. If you like the show, please subscribe, rate, and review it on iTunes and Stitcher. It helps us grow and become more powerful. Go to lastgeek.com/store to get some awesome merch for this show, by the way. You can do there's Game Make Corp and stuff for this show, like I already said, and general like Last Geek t-shirts. They have leggings and posters and hoodies and stickers and other stuff. It's really cool. The Ready Set Gamecast shirt and poster design is awesome, and I love it, and I'm wielding an icebreaker. It's really cool. You can also check out the newest Game Make Corp episode 51, where they apparently make up a game called Big Boy, which is a multiplayer game about encouragement.
You're doing great, big boy.
You're doing great. Oh no, I don't fucking know, but you check that out. Also, I just picked a random Let's Play on YouTube. I scrolled through the Let's Plays. Move or Die is a Let's Play that me, Beckers, Darian, and Bryce all were in, and it is criminally underviewed because it's quite fun. You should check that out. And the most recent Let's Play is Who's Your Daddy with Bryce and Beckers, and it's very ridiculous because that game is
Who's
crazy.
your daddy, big boy?
Okay, no, that is perfect. If you made it all the way to the end of this show, put in the comments, who's your daddy, big boy? Or tweet that at either of us. I will take it. That's
Please don't
awesome.
tweet at me.
Tweet that at me. I'll take it. That's hilarious. Matt, where can people find you on the
I
internet?
don't know if I want to say anymore. I am at Dilbert Pickled, all one word. Dilbert like the comic, pickled like past tense pickle.
Nice. What do you do on the internet? Do you want people to subscribe? Keep an eye
I've just
out.
been hanging out lately. I've been
hanging out.
trying to be less on like Twitter and stuff. Just limiting that this year so far a bit. Just
Good.
Reacting to some things every once in a while, like directly to people, replying more and less just like, here's a dumb tweet.
That's fair. You can find me on twitter.com/Teddy Chinaris and the same on twitch.tv/Teddy Chinaris and also instagram.com/Teddy Chinaris. I've been using that more and like posting my story and stuff. So if you want to see what's going on in my life, I've been using the
Instagram's
Instagram
cool.
story more often. And my last name is spelled Chinaris. So just in case you were unaware. And that's the
Nailed
show, ladies and gentlemen. That's the show.
That's it.
That's the show. This
was the best one.
Greatest episode of Ready Set Gamecast of all time.
Top that, Bryce.
Never to be beaten ever again.
Yeah.
Who's your daddy, big boy? That is it. Goodbye.
Bye.